In front of me here is our display called Rebuilding Community that tells the story of Iraqi Australians. It tells the stories of people who have been displaced by almost 3 decades of conflict in the Middle East and that have immigrated here to Australia. We've put together a collection of photos and objects that kind of capture that sense of trying to rebuild community and rebuild connection here in a new country. These really brightly coloured glittery scarves that you'll see are called yalectas, and they are a traditional Assyrian object. So they're typically used at Assyrian celebrations, things like weddings. You'll see photos or footage of them being used, and they're kind of like twirled in the air, and they create this really beautiful sea of colour that kind of has this sense of joy and celebration and having overcome really difficult things. We also have this large object, which is a fish grill, and it's used for cooking something called mazguf, which is a real staple for Iraqi community. And essentially, fish is splayed open and then grilled over open flame or coal. So some of the other objects that you'll see on display are things that hint to like games and food and drink and music. We have a backgammon board because you'll notice when you visit any Iraqi community, particularly men are really into that game playing. They'll often be seated at a cafe with tea in hand and kind of playing backgammon, which is a really long tradition. When it comes to selecting objects and photographs for display, we do try to do it in a really community-led way. So we speak to community leaders and people in these communities and see which kind of common threads tend to weave through different people's experiences. So what you see kind of represents things that have come up again and again, and those are those ways that people come together, like music, dance, cooking. So it's kind of a broad range of objects that we hope different people will feel a connection to. We have made a really concerted effort as part of the development project to bring in those Iraqi Australian voices. It's also stories of civilians, stories of veterans' families. These wars obviously have such far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. So we do hope that we've managed to kind of thread those narratives through the galleries so that people that come here can see themselves represented.